of injuries. The match against Botswana, however, will take place on natural grass in Cairo, but it is believed that calling up Salah just for that one fixture would have been unusual. Egypt has already secured qualification for the AFCON finals, set to take place between December 2024 and January 2025, after winning all 4 of their qualifying matches so far, with Salah scoring 2 goals in 3 appearances. Salah was also excused from Egypt's October match against Mauritania, primarily due to concerns about the artificial pitch and the rough treatment he might face from the opposition. News that Salah will have a 2-week break is likely to be welcomed by both Liverpool manager Arne Slot and Reds fans, as they look forward to the 32-year-old being in peak condition for a demanding stretch of games ahead. Liverpool will play 11 matches between November 24th and the end of the calendar year, including Premier League, Champions League, and Carabao Cup fixtures. Salah has been in excellent form this season, sharing the top scorer spot with Luis Diaz, who recently scored a hat-trick in the Champions League against Bayer Leverkusen. Under Slot, Salah has continued to deliver some of his best performances, and with his international break now postponed, the focus for Liverpool fans will likely turn to his long-term future. The former Chelsea forward is entering the final 8 months of his contract at Anfield, and as of now, there has been no public indication of whether he intends to stay or leave on a free transfer next summer. If Salah has not signed an extension by January 1st, he will be free to negotiate with foreign clubs, a situation that also applies to Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold, whose contracts will expire in 2025. In other Liverpool news, Curtis Jones has been in outstanding form lately, impressing in victories over Chelsea and Bayer Leverkusen. Arne Slot has suggested that becoming a father could have contributed to an uptick in Jones' performances since the birth of his daughter Giselle Delilah Jones last month. Jones left England's camp during the October international break to be with his partner Safi Khan for the birth. Slot acknowledged Jones's recent rise in form, attributing it to a combination of personal changes and the team's overall style of play, which has benefited every player. He noted that while the midfielder's performances dipped briefly after the preseason, his form has been exceptional since becoming a father. The Liverpool manager emphasized the need for Jones to maintain consistency in his performances, highlighting that world-class players are those who deliver at a high level regularly, not just occasionally. Slot also praised Jones's skill set, his confidence on the ball, and his work rate, suggesting that if he can add consistency to his game, he has the potential to become one of the best in his position. England U21's coach Lee Carsley also spoke highly of Jones, stating that he is one of the best players he's worked with, noting his versatility and ability to maintain a consistently high level of performance week in, week out. For Jones, the next step is clear: to continue to show up regularly at the top level and build on the excellent form he's displayed. In recent weeks, Jones is yet to make a senior appearance for his country, despite being included in 2 previous squads, but could finally make his debut this month. Jones was called up to a senior squad for the first time earlier this year, when Gareth Southgate named him in England's provisional squad for Euro 2024. However, he was an unused substitute in a warm-up game against Bosnia before leaving the camp after being omitted from the final 26-man tournament squad. Injury ruled Jones out of selection contention for Carsley's first England squad in September, before he was called up for the October break. However, he was an unused substitute for the Three Lions' chaotic defeat by Greece, before leaving the squad for the birth of his daughter ahead of the win over Finland. Liverpool news and transfers. Live, Salah boost as Slot provides injury update. Arne Slot addressed the media on Friday, providing an update ahead of Liverpool's final match before the international break against Aston Villa. Liverpool are currently enjoying a stellar run, topping both the Premier League and the Champions League tables, while also advancing to the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup. This week, Slot made history by becoming the first Premier League manager ever to win 14 of his first 16 matches in all competitions with a new club, with a dominant 4-0 victory over Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen. A key factor in Liverpool's recent success has been the form of Curtis Jones, who starred against Leverkusen and was rewarded with a call-up to the England squad on Thursday. Meanwhile, Mohamed Salah will reportedly not join up with Egypt's national team for the upcoming international break. With Egypt having already qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations, manager Hossam Hassan is said to have decided to give the Liverpool forward a rest. Alan Shearer's take on Nunez's development. In a Q&A with The Athletic, Alan Shearer discussed ways to improve Darwin Nunez's game. The legendary striker pointed out that Nunez's finishing needs to become more reliable, as he often finds himself in great positions but struggles to convert. Shearer suggested the solution was simple: practice, practice, and practice. He recalled his own experience as a young player and how hard work on finishing made a difference in his career. While Shearer praised Nunez's excellent movement and speed, he emphasized that for a forward, consistent goal scoring is essential. Slot reflects on Jones' form and fatherhood's impact. Arne Slot suggested that becoming a father may have played a role in Curtis Jones' recent rise in form after the midfielder welcomed his first child, Giselle Delilah Jones, last month. Jones had to leave the England camp during the October international break to be with his partner Safi Khan for the birth. Upon his return, Jones delivered a standout performance in Liverpool's 2-1 win over Chelsea, followed by another impressive display in the 4-0 triumph over Bayer Leverkusen. Slot noted that while he couldn't take credit for Jones's personal changes, the midfielder's form has certainly been exceptional since becoming a father. In Slot's view, Jones's improvement is also tied to the overall team dynamics, where everyone benefits from the team's style of play. Slot praised Jones' confidence on the ball and work ethic, but emphasized the importance of consistency moving forward. Diogo Jota injury update. Regarding Diogo Jota, Slot confirmed that the Portuguese forward will miss the match against Aston Villa and will not be called up for Portugal's Nations League matches against Poland and Croatia. Jota has been sidelined for the past 5 games due to an upper body injury, which Slot described as bruising. He added, "We expect him back after the international break, likely in the first few weeks following it." Luis Diaz's improvement and tactical changes. Arne Slot also spoke about Luis Diaz's recent performances, particularly his impressive display as a central striker in Liverpool's win over Bayer Leverkusen. The Colombian's conversion rate has seen a significant improvement, moving from 9% to 29%, and Slot credited the team's overall ability to create chances as a major factor in this boost. Reflecting on the tactical approach, Slot mentioned that while Unai Emery's Villarreal style has remained consistent over the years, managers sometimes tweak their approach when facing a strong team like Liverpool. However, Slot doesn't expect Emery to drastically change his tactics for the upcoming match. Nunez's role and Slot's thoughts on the striker position. Slot also addressed Darwin Nunez's role within the team, acknowledging that the pressures of being Liverpool's primary striker have taken a toll on the Uruguayan forward. Since joining Liverpool in the summer of 2022 for a club record fee of £85 million, Nunez has faced challenges living up to expectations. Nunez had a more limited role at the beginning of the season, with Slot preferring Diogo Jota in the central striker role. However, with Nunez playing more regularly, Slot recognized that it had become too much for him. The manager then opted to give Jota a more central role and used Diaz as a striker against Leverkusen, a decision that paid off when Diaz scored a hat-trick. Slot said, "We had Diogo and Darwin available, and we played one of them in the number 9th position. Now with Darwin having played a lot, we had to try something different." Slot's reflections suggest that Nunez's struggles are not just about individual performance, but also about managing the demands of playing at the highest level week in, week out.